move that home.
Let me take a picture.
It's Friday.
Friday. Flippin' Fridays. Mother flippin' Fridays. Mother flippin' Fridays. All right, so my end. Huh?
Who's this guy?
He's one of the bad guys.
Evil Friday.
He's in the Dragon Ball C series.
You're not even in the picture, huh?
I know we're gonna have to switch this up, push it a little bit further back.
Facebook.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Did we do this? Or you put did you put little tabs on there to talk? It's the stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
That's what that is.
Would keep us on track.
Wrong way. There you go.
There you go.
Facebook.
There we go.
All right. So we have Ebony in the house here, helping us get everything going.
Yep.
Everything's looking good. How you doing, man?
Good.
Woo.
Busy week. Very busy week. I'm trying to get ready to go on vacation, so you got to make sure everything's lined up for the next 4 or 5 days. I don't have my systems in place yet.
Where you
should be? So.
Where are you going?
You know where we're going.
Oh, all right. I was about to ask you. Same place.
Disneyland. That's what we do. I'm married into a Disney family, so Disney's what we do.
Fuck that shit. I thought you were gonna go. I thought you were talking about that place down in fucking San Diego by the beach.
La Jolla? We're doing that, but no, this is Disney.
That's not fucking vacation, man.
We can't even see
that.
You can't even see you over here.
Yeah, well, I mean,
There we go. Move that.
we're kind of playing around with that one here. So we got we're over here on Instagram Live also. So for you guys over on Instagram, you guys can talk to us and interact with us here. Everybody else on Facebook, you guys can talk to us and interact here. And just like every other Friday, feel free to ask any questions that you have in relations to real estate investing, in relations to wholesaling, fixing and flipping, or anything along those lines. So you're gonna go to Disneyland?
We at least once a year. It's that time of year.
Fuck that, dude. So, dude, I'm so glad that for my kids, their mom's side of the family is the Disney stuff, and they just kind of like to do it themselves, which is fucking awesome. They don't involve me. Knock yourself out.
No, I like it. It's fun, and the way we do it, generally, it's not busy. You know, they do it right. We don't ever go when it's busy, so you get to ride all the rides, and it's a good time.
Still. No, I don't consider that a vacation. So, are you guys going to the beach there in that time?
Yeah, we'll do a little something like that.
Man, I'm telling you. So, I think we may have to end this Instagram Live over here.
No,
try that next time. Yeah, this thing is following. Peace.
Instagram.
See you later. Go on Facebook.
Facebook bought Instagram, so you should be able to just say, click a button, and
you should be able
also broadcast on Instagram. So where are our questions at? Wendy is another crazy Disneyland family. Like that is her. She asked if we could sneak her in, put her in her backpack.
So is Wendy the crazy Disney lady?
Yes, that's her.
Is her husband?
No.
Okay,
that's her.
Yeah, and it's usually the chicks, man, because guys don't really give a shit about that. Like guys don't give a crap about.
Yeah,
Disney.
they used to have year passes when they lived down there, so they just Wednesday night go to Disney. Friday, nothing to do. Go to Disney.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I'd kill myself. So, well, that's good. So when are you leaving?
Saturday. Oh, tomorrow we got the JDRF walk. You're going to join us. I'm reminding you.
Oh, shit.
Maybe you will. So
remind me.
Yeah, my kid has type 1 diabetes, and so every year we do a walk to raise money for JDRF, and we got 88 people this year, man. Like, it's going to be huge. We're going to be representing and hopefully raising a lot of money for that.
Nice.
So that's going to be cool.
Yeah, I went last year. It was a lot of fun. They had the shirts. You had the Star Wars themed shirts.
Yeah.
They had the guys there from the news, right? Like Channel 10 or something like that was there.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
You got to meet the gorilla, the son's gorilla. That was pretty awesome.
My wife hates the gorilla. Did you know that?
Really?
She despises the gorilla.
Lee, how you doing, buddy? Dude, so we were actually going to be talking about you here in the video, Lee. I'm sorry, I'm a little anal when it comes to my things. They have to be clicked in because if not, they fall out. And oh man, hold on. You shouldn't have took this out. Yeah, man. Now you distracted me. Now you distracted me. Now I gotta get all
we want to talk.
organized.
We want to talk about a few things. Lee Love involved today. So Lee, if you have a problem with that, let us know, and we'll change the subject. But I'm sure you won't mind because you're growing your business in this valley as well as Texas. So you always want to.
Hey, our good friend Barbara. You may or may not met Barbara. Barbara was a lady who I met when I was working at my very last corporate job ever. Wow. And she was a, she, how do I say it? She was a guest. So she was like a greeter. Wow. So I was working at Verizon. I did retail sales. And during busy seasons, then we would have hired greeters to come in and get everybody in line and stuff. And you know what? I'm going to take a quick second just to give a shout out to Barbara. I love you. Thank you for being my friend for the longest time, man. She was fucking weird as hell. And if you know me, all my friends are weird as hell. So me and Barbara got along real well. The one thing that I did want to mention with Barbara, and it actually going to tie into what we're going to talk about with Lee, is that I realized that we can network together, meaning that she was there doing a job. She wasn't working for our company directly, so she came from a different company, but she was out there in the front, and I realized that she handled all the people coming in and out. Uh-huh. So where a lot of people over at Verizon Wireless were like, oh, well, that lady's kind of weird, I'm going to just kind of keep my distance. I was like, hey, shit, let's go talk. So eventually we were able to create a friendship where she was like, hey, she would text me and be like, hey, you might want to hurry up because this guy that I talked to wants to open up 5 accounts or whatever, you know, or whatever the case was. Right. And that's networking, guys. That's networking, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. We talked about the header. We put the header on there about how somebody made $5K by having a conversation here with us. So we have our buddy over here, Lee Love, who just commented. And Lee has been, you know, he's been kind of in and around the AZFlipGuys for a while. He logs into our videos every week, and he's constantly commenting and interacting. I know that you had some interaction with him before. Oh, yeah. I did. I've met him at some of the, I met him at one of the walkthroughs that we did back when we did the walkthroughs when we invited people to them. I met him there, but then also I know that you had talked with him, so I'll let you talk about your interaction with him, and then I can talk about my recent interaction.
All right, you want to do that first? You
can talk about that right now.
Yeah, so Lee, I don't even know how we met. I think it was just on Facebook. You know, Lee showed up on Facebook. I'm pretty sure he came here from Texas. And so he's always just been looking for deals and learning the Arizona market. You know, Texas is a lot different. A lot of people say it's a lot easier. You know, you're talking about going there, right? So, yeah, Lee, you know, we met. We got to know each other, you know, we've brought each other deals. We haven't really been able to put anything together yet. But I brought him a deal. At the time, he didn't have money. He didn't have access to money, but he knew somebody who did. Mm-hmm. So just for him bringing that together, I told him I'd give him a percentage of the deal.
Nice.
And, you know, he doesn't have to be involved or anything like that. Just for networking, for hooking it up, you know. I mean, I want him to be able to bring me more deals and more money and stuff like that. So.
And that's, you know, that's what we always talk about here, guys. If you guys have followed us, if you guys have listened to us talk, last week, one of the questions that somebody asked us was, what's our favorite way of marketing, to which we both replied, networking. Networking. So that's what Lee did. He was networking. He was trying to get something going on. And he was able to cut himself into a deal with Kris by bringing money. So he didn't have the money himself, but he knew somebody with some money, and he was able to put the deal together and help it, because it becomes a win-win scenario for everybody. And that's the great thing about networking, is it allows you to create those win-win scenarios. Yeah. So Lee had been on our stuff. He had commented a few times. I believe last week he commented a question, and then after that he said, hey, you know, let's meet up. And I said, sure, send me a message. And we ended up talking. I connected him with my assistant, Christina. And she set something up, and then he came and we met. Yes. So we met, what did they say, Friday? Flipping Fridays. So I believe we met on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, and or Wednesday, actually. But either way, he came, we met, we sat down, we were talking, we were just seeing how we could help each other. He was telling me what he was doing. I told him what I was looking for, how I like to work with people. And then he said, hey, man, I got this property that you may want to look at. So I said, sure, let me go take a look at it. And he was like, you're open to it right now? I said, sure, let's go take a look at it right now. So we drove to take a look at the property. I looked at it. It made sense. And I locked it up right there and then. So I should be, I'm scheduled to close on this sometime next week. And Lee's going to make a nice little chunk of change just by connecting us.
Right.
It wasn't his property. He wasn't the one who found it. He wasn't the one who locked it up. He knew the people that did. He knew that they had a time frame to sell it. I know when I went to go look at the property and, the lady who locked it up opened the door for us. And she was like, hey, the inspection period ends tomorrow or something along those lines. Obviously, they had a short time frame to do what they needed to get done. But he knew the situation. He knew what I needed. Through our conversation, I was telling him that we just sold a few properties. I have another one here that it was scheduled to close this week, but it looks like it's going to close Monday or Tuesday, 39th. So
It's on the agenda.
it's on the agenda. I'm not worried about it, but I said, hey, I have some money that I just got out of deals, and I have some more money coming up. I'm going to be needing some deals. And then he was just said, hey, well, I know of this deal, and this works out great. So, and that's what we're constantly telling you guys. That's what we're constantly putting out there as the AZFlipGuys to be able to connect and interact with us. And, and the great thing that I liked about Lee is that he didn't come to me and we didn't talk in a, how do I say this? He wasn't trying to pitch me a property.
Right.
We were just networking.
He's getting to know you.
Exactly.
How could he help you? That's the best way when you're networking. That's how you always want to go about it. Like, what can I do to help you? How can I help you reach your goals? Get what what do you need? And
and once I told him what I needed, he was like, "Oh, I have somebody who has it," which is fucking awesome because he did what we have suggested you guys to do on both ends, meaning that he brought a deal or he brought money.
Yeah.
And in each particular case, it wasn't his deal or his money. But that's how you make money.
Yes.
Guys, my mentor, Jeff Fagan, who has commented from time to time here, he tells us all the time, and he beat it in my head. He beat it in my fucking head. And I believe it because I know it is true. It doesn't take money to make money. It takes creativity. It takes creativity to see, what can't be seen right there. To put the opportunities together. So when I have people that contact me and say, hey, man, like I had a guy message me and he was just like, hey, I'm 20 years old, 19 years old, and I want to get started in real estate. And what advice would you give me? And I was like, well, you know what? I would suggest you network. Network. Learn how to make other people money and then learn how to make money somewhere in between for yourself.
People always think that's bullshit too.
They do.
They think that's a bullshit excuse for an answer, right?
I gotta give me some water, but fuck yeah,
they're just like, oh no, why aren't you telling me the truth? What's your secret mailing list? What's your secret bandit sign message?
Yeah,
all of it works, guys. All of it works. Just if if that's what you want to do it. But you have to do it consistently. But networking, growing your database, guys, go on Facebook, right, and go. Whenever you see someone probably in like the Phoenix area or really anywhere who's kind of in this business, if you're not friends with them, click on them and see who's a mutual friend, right? This guy's a mutual friend, I guarantee it. You know what I mean? Everybody for the most part, and it's growing all the time. So that just proves to you right there. You have to be out there. Not only do you have to know people, but people have to know who you are.
Well, and the main part of that is that you get to that through networking. There's another thing that we're taught, which is people do business with people that they know and that they like. We got Mr. John here in the house.
You got a message. You got a special message.
Oh, get your ass to Panama. Hey, Nick, how you doing, buddy? Hey, thank you for joining us, first of all. Second of all, I will be seeing you here in like a week and a half or a week or so. So for you guys that don't know, this is my buddy Nick, who lives down in Panama. He's a diving instructor down there. So I'm going to be, we got to figure this out for next week.
I'm a diver. I need to be there.
So yeah, you should get to Panama, man. I'm sure Nick would love to have you over there too. So have you met him? Like, did you meet him face to face when he was here last time?
Okay, twice.
Awesome. I always talk about him, because we always have all these crazy adventures together. But anyway, Nick, I'm going to be down there. I'll let you know. I got all the dates. I believe I'm going to be down there on May 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So I've got everything taken care of. I got the shuttle. They're going to be dropping me off right there in front of your house, most likely. So we'll talk about that. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting us. I'll definitely see you there. And, one thing with Nick is that he just lives a different type of lifestyle, man.
It was an
amazing lifestyle.
It's not what he kind of lives it by design. A lot of people just have the expectations, wife, kids, suburban home, job, and that doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, and I was having this conversation with somebody about this yesterday, that it's okay one way or the other.
Exactly.
Because we were talking about people that we mutually know, and there was a few people that we know who are just not into the family thing, who like that nomadic lifestyle. And having some of those people around, I mean, that's fine. Everybody does what they're doing. And at one time, if he ever wants to freaking get married and pop out kids, and he's already had a crazy adventure. So anyway, man, can't wait to link up with you. Thank you for that. Who do we have here? Hey, John.
Straight from Canada.
Straight from Canada. How you doing there, buddy?
You're consistent, John. We appreciate you watching, man.
Yes, definitely appreciate you. Once again, if you have any questions specifically, let us know. But other than that, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for joining us. And once again, international. We got somebody from Canada. We got somebody from Panama.
We need some Asia, maybe.
Yeah,
Europe.
exactly. Well, I may be, depending on what we decide to do for next week, I may just join you from Costa Rica or Panama. I think the first week. I don't know. We'll see how my reception is. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see where we're at.
All right.
So what we plan. My buddy Nick here that we just talked to, he used to live down in Panama for a few years. So he knows me. He's very much like me. We don't like the tourist traps. We don't like those type of things. So he kind of created this cool itinerary adventure for me to go, starting in the capital where we fly in, then we drive into this jungle, and then we go into this cloud forest where we do the zip lining stuff. Then we're supposed to go take this Jeep tour that takes us across this river somewhere else, and then we're supposed to take like a whitewater rafting thing that takes us down to like this beach town somewhere. Right? So definitely excited to be able to have that type of opportunity. But when I'm there, we'll see what type of how the reception is, and
don't forget to get some flyers from realtors. Go stop in a real estate office. Make sure this is a business expense.
Well, it is a business expense, even if I don't do that. It's a business expense because I'm going for my travel blog. Yes. With the GoPro that we just got, we got this, we just got all of our toys in here. So this is just your little GoPro accessories with everything that you need for your traveling blogger.
So that's your #1 flip tip for today. All right. If you want to travel and have it be a complete write-off, start a travel blog.
Start a travel blog.
Be intentional with it.
Start a travel blog.
If you are a travel blogger in your heart, you're a travel blogger, right? If you're a real estate investor in your heart, you're a real estate investor. Set up your home office. Start writing off that phone. Start looking for deals,
Yes.
If you want to be it, do it.
And honestly, so back to our main point, which is networking. I found out that information through networking.
How do you know Nick?
How do I know Nick? He used to be one of our neighbors. Back when I used to live in the part, I used to share
the west side or the
west side? No, way west side.
Nick's from Phoenix?
No. So he's from a fucking military family. And he did like, I think he was in the Coast Guard, so I know he served. But his sister at the time was married to a guy who was based out of Luke Air Force Base.
All right.
So she lived there on base, and then he lived in the apartment complex right off of base, and that's where we used to live at the time. That's how we met.
You guys got in trouble together, probably.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, he was my brother's friend, and then they used to get in trouble all the time, and I started joining them and got in trouble, and that was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
So
we are international. John.
Yes, we are international there, John. So anyway, guys, networking. Through networking is where I met my accountant. My accountant is the one who told me, hey, if you start a travel blog, you can write it off because you're doing a whole lot of traveling. I love traveling, and this is another reason why I love networking, because networking has allowed me to find out different things. A lot of my tips that I found about how to get cheap airline tickets, how to have really good adventures have come from people that I've met through business, but they also know that I like to travel. So the networking part of it has doing, and now I'm looking to turn the other way around, which is finding travelers that then I can network into bringing into my business world.
I mean, I don't got to tell you, you're on Instagram, but it's amazing. There's a whole section of people that's what they do. They travel the world for a living.
Yes.
I follow a lot of them. I mean, they go to so many amazing places, like places you never even heard of.
Oh, God,
and it's amazing,
I follow so many of those people because that's, now that I'm a travel blogger, I have to kind of keep up with what they're doing and see what's what. And it's just amazing to see some of these people. I mean, they're literally just international everywhere they go. But this is intentional, guys. And a lot of this is you putting it out to the universe, you working on it. And the same thing goes with networking. Networking is intentional. You have to go out there, and when you're meeting people, whether it be, so traditionally you would have like a networking event. You would go and so we're going to use AZRIA, right? And then for anybody who's not in Arizona, you would have your local RIAs. And those just real estate organizations. So you go to your RIAs, and they normally have a monthly meeting, and then they also have subgroups. So you can go to these places and you can network with people. Now you can go and you can talk to them. What most people do is that they don't go intentionally to network with the purpose of creating a long-term relationship to eventually make money with. They go with a very short-minded, like, well, how you got a deal today? What do you got right now? Right. And anything past that, they can't really see because they're not setting the intention to move forward. So if you're out there working and networking, that's where you guys have to be setting the intention. You have to go set the intention, put it out there that this we're looking. Will we get somebody else? Oh, hey, how's it going?
Finish with your intention, right?
Oh no, you have to put it out there, and that's part of networking, guys. Network with an intent. Don't just go there, hang out, collect a bunch of business cards, have them sitting in your fucking desk until you throw them away, and then go do that again, go do that again, go do that again, because that's not going to get you anything. But putting it out there and doing what our buddy Lee did, which is, hey, this is what I'm doing. How can I help you? Tell me about your business. Tell me how it is. Oh, well, based on what you told me, I have a solution to something that you mentioned.
That's a perfect example, man, because it's the right time. It's the right person and it's the right time. I met Lee several times before we actually did a deal, and I didn't call him for money, right?
Yeah.
So he had to call me the day that I locked up a deal and I was looking for money. You know what I mean? Now, I've known him for a couple of years now, so there's a lot of days in between there. So
nice.
Like you get that business card, you can't just meet him, then call him and say it's nice to meet you. You gotta keep following up.
You gotta follow up with them.
Set it on your schedule.
Amy just joined us here, and Israel, thank you for joining us, guys. But I do agree with you. You do have to follow up with them. And it's a long-term game, guys. We're playing chess. We're not playing checkers. You have to think many moves down, and you have to create it. So we talked about this earlier in this. People do business with people that they know and people that they like. So first they have to get to know you or know who you are, and then they have to get to like you. Even if somebody knows who you are, if you're the type of person that only calls somebody when you want something from them, then eventually nobody's going to want to talk to you. Like nobody's going to hang out with you. Nobody's going to like you in that sense. And that is something that you have to potentially put the intention there. So, we talked about this here. I just got a check yesterday or the day before for $58,000, which was freaking awesome.
Nice.
Let's do this. What was that? Well, week in review. Nice. So, yes, we did. Oh, Ernest. We got our buddy Ernest here joining us. Thank you for joining us there, Ernest. So, Yeah, what was I talking about? $58,000. So I got a check for $58,000 here for a property that we just sold over in Chandler. Glad to get that one off the books.
Right.
Yeah, that one sat on the market for a little bit longer, but once it went, and it was awesome. But that also came from networking.
How'd you find that deal?
That one was from a buddy of mine. So these guys that I do business with, you know them, John and Paul.
Okay.
They brought me a deal. They said, hey, we were able to lock up this property, and they wanted to partner up with me. So instead of them wholesaling it, they brought it to me, and then I got the money together. We did the flip, and then we're splitting profit. All
right, well, let's back it up. Where'd you get the money?
So that money came from a private money investor.
Okay.
So that was somebody that I know.
So hard money first and the private money second.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes. So our buddy. Thank you. We got let me see. Click on the next one over here. So congratulations from our friend Barbara. Thank you, Barbara. You know how long and hard I've worked to create these things. And you know the one thing about Barbara is that since we were friends before I really got, so I was an entrepreneur, then lost my ass like everybody, went back to corporate America, and then took off and started. But when I started from the bottom. So she's kind of seen me progress this whole time and seen how long it took me to build this network, you know. So the guy who lent us the money was somebody that I've known for a few years, our buddy Nikolai. So he owns a hotel. He had contacted me, and I know he had contacted you at some point, and he had some money just sitting around in his bank account that wasn't making him anything.
Yeah.
So it was just literally just sitting in his bank account, and I said, hey, I can give you a nice return, and we can team up with, you know, I can put your money to use. So he said, yeah, he's fine, and he let me borrow all this money, and he's been, you know, he let me borrow the money now for a few years,
right. And
I'm sure we can continue to do it. Not only did he let me borrow that money, but he also brought his mom. And to me, man, so I have a check. His mom gave me a check, and I fucking lost it, bro. Like, got stuck in between the car seat or something, and I couldn't find this thing, right? So I had to go back, and we sent another check, and I paid the whatever fee. So I ended up finding that one, and I still have it, and I'm gonna keep it probably forever, just as a reminder to be like, this guy trusted me and liked me enough and was satisfied with me enough that he brought his mother in. Like that, I mean, not only him, but his mom's money. Like, damn.
Little message from our guy Ernest. How's it going, Ernest?
Hey, Ernest. Hey, how you think for joining us there, buddy? Once again, guys, remember, if you guys have any questions about real estate, please feel free to ask any questions about money, any questions about flipping, any questions about networking, any questions about any of the stuff that we were talking about today.
Right.
But every single one of these things has come from networking.
It's awesome. So here, let's continue this week in review. So that was Saragossa. Saragossa's going to close. It was on the market for a little longer than it should have been.
Yes.
Sold for $146. FHA loan. You had to pay some closing costs. So, and that was like one of the cheapest houses in all of Chandler too.
Yeah.
So we got a ton of calls. That was a good listing for us. I actually listed 120 Saragossa too.
Nice. Nice.
But he wants what you got, and yours is already modeled. His is not so much. So, anyways, so why don't we talk about 39th, which is set to close Monday?
Yes. So, well,
where'd you get that deal?
So with Saragossa, before we moved to 39th, Saragossa, same thing came from networking.
Right.
So I found the money from networking. I put together the deal from networking. We put everything together from there. Yeah. And now I'm cutting my partners a check today for their portion of it. And everybody's happy. We're ready to move. The investors' money is about to be put into this new deal that I got here from Lee.
Yeah, because the investors, they're going to be like, oh, I got my money back. They're going to be all happy for like 10 minutes. They're like, crap, I'm not making interest anymore. So it's like, here, give it right back. It's like a hot potato, right?
Exactly.
They want to make sure that they are going to get their money back, but once they do, they're like, damn, that's some good interest. I need to put that to work.
And that's why with my buddy here, with our buddy here, Nikolai, he's actually lends me the money for a prolonged period of time, so I pay him interest annually just to use his money in whichever way we need it here for the business. And that's something that you could do there. And that's something that you can do something like what Lee did, which is you may not have that money, but if you know somebody that does, that would be interested, put them in contact with us. And then if we're able to do something, then obviously we want to make sure that you get something out of it, because that is networking. Oh, we got our buddy Randy Matthew in the house, and he's got a question, is it?
That deal, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Perfect. I will give you a call, and we'll see what we got. So Randy is another person that I've met through networking. You know, this guy here, I met him through my first business, which was the Bandit Signs.
Yep.
And you know, the reason why I started that Bandit Sign company is because I wanted to be around more investors and get back into the real estate investing game. So when I met people like Randy, and I saw him, and he's putting out signs, and we're networking, and you know, I kept in contact with him. I've continued throughout the years to reach out. How's it going? What we're doing? And you know, we've done a few deals together here, and I'm actually hoping to do another deal here. He brought me one last time that was, man, motherfucker, timeout. Man, take that shit down. Timeout.
Like Zach Morris?
Yeah, like Zach Morris. Timeout. So he, well, I'm not gonna. He had brought me a deal. We, you know, everything was good, and then the buyer was satisfied, and all of a sudden somebody came in and offered him a whole lot more, right? Before the buyer ended up signing the contract with him. So the buyer wasn't in breach of contract or anything. But what they were offering them is fucking stupid. And it was really, really stupid what they were offering him. And I've seen these properties, man, how people are they're just going crazy and crazy. So somebody on Facebook, I don't know who he is. I don't know him personally, but he's a friend of mine on Facebook. He posted about how he had a property in Maryville that just appraised for $230,000.
Oh my God, I commented on that. That's crazy.
Did you see
That's
that
so
shit?
stupid.
That's fucking stupid.
Like, it better have a pool and a garage and everything.
Even then. So let me see.
But that's what it is now. So, you know, maybe our $80,000 Maryvale is not going to work anymore.
Yes.
Let's talk about what he was talking about, though. He's talking about a value add.
Yes.
So you want to have lots of tools in your tool belt as an investor, because you can do things that other people can't do. Like, for example, we do fire damage. A lot of people won't touch fire damage, you know, because you're going a few extra steps. People who know how to build new can look at a lot. You know, a rehabber is going to look at a lot and pass on it because they don't know what to do with it. A builder will look at it and build. So he's doing a value add deal. I think he said 85006. So it's over, you know, the street side of like McDowell.
85016.
Oh, well, that's even better zip code. So adding once you get to a certain square footage price per foot, like $200 a foot or more, well, you can add on for probably $120 to $150 a foot. So at that point, adding on makes tons of sense. So if you know how to do that, instead of looking at it as a 3-1 and it's only worth this much, well, if you can add an extra 80,000 and increase the value by, you know, 150,000, well, now you got a deal. You turn what wasn't a deal into a deal.
Exactly.
Which is cool.
Exactly. And that's, you know, you have to be creative in a market like this. For everybody out there watching us who does not live in Phoenix, we say this all the time, but Phoenix is a hot market. Arizona is a very easy market for anybody to start a real estate company or just a company in general. Is that Darius Britt joining us all the way from Amsterdam?
Oh, we asked for Europe. We got Europe.
Dude, yes. Asking you shall receive. Hallelujah. Man.
Oh my God. So they're saying 24th Street in Thomas, exactly.
Awesome.
That's where I'm doing it at on 22nd Street in south of Thomas, and then right south of that is where that property I was telling you about. It ended up being a new build. I thought it was an add-on, but it was a new build, 1,900 square feet, and it sold closed for $410.
Well, let me, like I said, whenever you, I'll call you later, Randy, and give me that information because I am definitely looking to purchase another one. Just got one under contract, looking to purchase another one here. So, dude, I'm stoked that we have Panama, Canada, and now Amsterdam. Woo! That is awesome, man. Flip guys taking over the world. So yes, guys, you have to be more creative in these markets. As it gets more competitive, as things start coming, you have to start looking at things differently. and people start going crazy with prices. So in Maryvale, is a neighborhood here in West Phoenix. Your normal ARV, because I do most of my flips in the Maryvale area, your normal ARV is going to be about $150,000 for the most part. A large property in Maryvale is considered about 1,500, 1,600 square feet would be considered a large property in Maryvale.
A 3.2, like 1,100 square feet is very common.
Very, very common.
A lot of those.
So those right there, like I said, they normally sell for about 150, 160 or so. Every once in a while, you'll find these weird ones that are over 2,000 square feet. So 22 to 2,500 square feet. Those things have been selling for about 190,000. Maybe if they're super nice with the pool, 200,000. Mm-hmm. But somebody just appraised one for 230. It's freaking crazy. So just be careful, guys, because those are indications, at least to us, that there's something wrong with the market, and eventually it's going to bubble and it's going to pop at some point.
I don't like hearing that, because we as flippers, we know how to make money in a flat market. Easy. That's what the strategy is for. An up market's nice, but a crazy market it's going to hurt us in the long run,
Oh, we got to hear from, what's up from our buddy Darius. Hey, buddy. So first and foremost, man, congratulations on there. I'm mad. I'm really, really mad that I couldn't join you. And had I known your freaking mother-in-law was going to be there, bro, I would have definitely made an exception to go. Darius' mom, his mother-in-law is fucking amazing. I haven't met Darius' mom, but yeah, Carmen's mom, she's freaking awesome. We've had some stuff with them, because we did some deals together and partnered up. And Darius, man, I hope that that money that we made you without any of your own personal effort is being put to good use over in.
We pretty much did pay for his trip to Europe, so you're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. But anyway, man, keep on posting up those pictures. Good job. Congratulations. It looks freaking beautiful. Yeah. I'm so mad that I'm not there. I was supposed to do we talked about this before, but I was supposed to do a trip to Europe this year, and it just got pushed back and postponed by some other things. And at the end of it, I'm pissed off that I don't get to meet up with my good buddy Darius, Carmen, and their friends. That would have been fun, the whole traveling thing. But I was able to network and make some money, like the $40,000 that I made last week, which was done had I not been here and able to go. I took them out to celebrate, dude. It was awesome. We went up to a different point of view, had some drinks over there, watched the sunset. It was amazing.
You got to celebrate the wins, guys. You got to celebrate the wins.
Got to celebrate the wins. You miss King and Queen's Day in Amsterdam. Hey, well, when you guys come back down, we got to meet up anyway. So let me know, and I want to see some pictures and I want to see some videos for sure. for sure. Because Amsterdam is definitely on my list here. Albert. Hey, we got our buddy Albert in the house. Yeah. What's up?
Number one seller.
I wonder why it didn't show his other. I'm glad I have this here on my phone.
Yeah, it's not online either. Yeah, the one that you just said that you just read.
Yeah, no, he
not on there.
Darius commented on there. But yeah, Darius for sure. Make sure that Carmen gets with Christina, so you get on my calendar. I'm gonna be all over the place here, bro. Man, I gotta catch you up on some shit for sure. I'm gonna be all over the place though. And then I want to see all those pictures and videos from Amsterdam because that's on my bucket list, and that's going to make me want to go even more. So, thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Let's get together soon. Motherfucker, I've been waiting for you to make your chili. It's about to get hot, and you still haven't made your chili. They've been talking about making chili since 2 winters ago. But anyway, I love you, Barb. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting us. Let me know when, and we can get together here. So we got our buddy. Say when.
When?
Yes.
I don't even know you, but when? Now I want some chili too.
Well, so Barb grew up in Wisconsin. No, she grew up in Illinois.
Okay.
So she makes like some, I want to say Cincinnati chili or something like that. It's freaking bomb. It's bomb, man.
Awesome.
I've been eating that chili for years, man. She's been feeding me that chili for years. So. Yes, let's make it happen. Make it happen as soon as I get back here in town. Need a date? Name the date. I'll message you, Barbara. I'll let you know about that. We got our Albert. So Albert's been doing pretty good over where you're at.
He's killing it. We did a little discussion on lease options, lease purchases. I told him about your deal, your long-term deal, because we were comparing it to like a subject to or we're at pros and cons. So I mean, he's gonna kill it. He's done being a realtor. He's ready to be an investor.
Nice. And that's what that also came, guys. Once again, he teamed up with the pros. He said, hey, there's a guy who's an investor who started as a realtor. I want to make that transition, and that's where they joined your team.
Right.
I know you have a few other people that have joined your team that are basically in the same route. And that's one thing that we tell you guys, network, especially where you want to be. So if you're brand new, you're watching this video, wherever you're at across the United States, you got no fucking money, you got no experience, you don't even know how to talk. You're ugly as hell, broke as fuck, all that shit, right? It doesn't matter. Go to networking events where people that you want to emulate are, and just hang out with them, and just be around them, and see how you can help them, and see how you can be of benefit to them, and see how you can make them money. And as you do, you will learn how to make money. You know, one of the conversations that we had with Lee when we were doing this deal, because he ended up, you know, we went in my car, so we were talking as we were coming back. I was like, you know, one of the best things that I ever did was was becoming a wholesaler before I became an investor. Because I now got to network with buyers, and I got to see what their criteria was.
Yep.
I got to see, okay, well, if it's backed up to this, if it's facing this, if it's doing this, if it's this type of property, 2-1s, 3-1s, you know, these crazy additions, all these other things that I didn't know about at that time. So if you don't know, you can still get around that just by networking.
Network with people who do it, because how do we know all this stuff? Either we learned it from someone who does it, or we screwed up and made that. We made those mistakes, and then we learn from them, and then we teach them. Don't do this. Don't buy this because of this. You know what I mean?
And guys, look, let's be logical right here. I say this example all the fucking time, but let's be logical. If you help, so if I help Chris over here, and I'm, you know, I don't know shit. He knows that I'm constantly helping him out, and he's like this and that, and my landscaper, you know, ditched on me, and oh, I know somebody, I can help you out. Oh, hey, I'll grab a shovel, I'll go help you out. You can just pay me $10 an hour. Or you don't even have to pay me. He is gonna want to help me at some point. You know, he's gonna want to be like, hey, you know, don't do this. You be careful with that. Or hey, you might want to look at this. Or hey, you know, I did that with my last property, the one that we made 40 grand. I know I could have made more. There's somebody that I like that networked with me, and I said, hey man, here's an opportunity. Go, you know, sell it to somebody. He ended up making 3 grand off of it, which was awesome. And now he's in Indonesia. he's hanging out in Indonesia. So
3 grand goes a long way.
3 grand goes a long ways in Indonesia. 3 grand goes a long ways in Indonesia. But guys, this is the same thing. Network. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And as I personally always say, it's not who you know, but how you know them. So you got to do that here. Oh, what he said, great training. Yes, so, and Albert, that goes to the same thing that we were just talking about. You know, you were able to do something because there was great training. So you saw somebody, you networked, you said, hey man, Chris knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. You know, he's got a system in place. Let me go over there. Let me listen to him. And, you know, we can give all the information that we want, but if people aren't ready to listen, if people aren't ready to accept it, then it doesn't really matter at all anyways. So, guys, make sure that you do that there. So we have 39, just before I, you know, get off the subject of networking. We talked about that. That one's going to be closing here. So we have our buddy. Is he still around? No. So now, you want to pop your head in there real quick?
A special guest.
We've got a special guest coming up. Pop your head somewhere back here. So yeah, just get around me there. So can you see that? Hey, what's up? So we got our buddy here, Donnell. he had came, huh? Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. So he had actually lent me some money that he had from, what was it, a stock option?
Yeah, it was.
It was a stock option. So he had stock options from a job where he was at, and he found out that he can leverage that and he can borrow against those stock options at exactly a pretty low interest rate. So he then turned around and let me borrow that money at a much higher interest rate, by the way. So he let me borrow that money at a higher interest rate, and he's making what's known as a spread. So the first property that we got was over on 39th Avenue. That's the one that we're finishing up here. We did have a buyer fall through, so we should have closed on that maybe 3 weeks ago or a month ago. But nonetheless, it came, it went, and it was right about the 6-month mark as we talked that was going to happen. So this deal came from networking, but the money came from networking. So I know Donnell because he is a fiance of a good friend that I've known for many, many years. And actually, she was my first assistant, Angelique. So, she kind of knew what we were doing. And then, he wanted to talk to me about the business, and he had a little bit of money aside. So that's kind of how we were able to talk, and we were able to leverage and do that. Hey, Pam is in the building. Pam, what was that? Hold on, let me see. Is that? Plug the Nomadic Hustler blog. Yeah. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Before you go, hold on. I want to make sure. You said what happened, but I want to make sure everybody understands what happened. So you were the bank. This is what the bank does every day. So the bank will say, hey, give us your money, put it in the savings account. We'll give you 0.5%. And then another customer comes in. Hey, you want a loan? You want a car loan? Okay, we'll lend you this money at 7%, and then they keep the spread. So you work somewhere that offers stock options, right? And then so they were valued whatever they were valued at. So you were able to borrow a percentage of that?
So I was able to take out a line of credit.
Okay.
Line of credit at a pretty low interest rate.
So they said it's worth around this. You're allowed to borrow up to this amount,
Right.
and these are the terms.
Right.
You mind telling us what the interest rate that you were paying is?
It was about 5.2%.
So like it was like 1 over prime or something like that, right? Okay, so you borrowed it, and then you were able to get in a deal, and then you were able to pay it back, and then keep the profits, right?
Yeah. So
in the midst of,
I believe he borrowed it for a year, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to be our first deal, and then as soon as we sell this one, it's going to go into another deal, and we'll get it done, and he'll have the money back there, before the year, and ready to move on to the next one.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
I love it.
And that's all from networking.
Wow,
That's all from networking, guys. Thank you, Donnell. That's all from networking. That's all from thinking outside of the box. And you know what? I think next time what we're gonna do, and I might, it may just work out even better. So for next year, for next Fridays, you go on live, and we'll have a show specifically about creative ways to bring in money.
All right.
Because that is genius, guys. That's genius. That's money that he had there. That's opportunities that he had. That's no different than when somebody gets a 0% line of credit through their credit card for a year,
right.
or somebody has a HELOC, right? Whatever the thing might be, there's many opportunities where people can make money creatively, where you may not have the money liquid, you may not have it right there, but you do have access to it. Right. And one of the big ones that we've talked about before, and I know we talked about with him, and me and you talked about this all the time, is IRAs. IRAs that are just sitting there, not doing anything from previous jobs. So you get a job, you move on to the next one. You don't know what the hell is going on. You don't roll over the IRA. Your old company is not going to tell you to roll over their IRA. They want you to keep it there because they collect fees.
Right.
Your company gets a kickback for having your money sitting in that particular 401k account.
Yeah, a lot of times they make it really difficult to get it out.
Exactly.
If you go to the right companies, they'll help you.
They know how to do it
the right way.
Exactly. So, real quickly here, before I forget what my buddy Randy said, plug the Nomadic Hustler blog, nomadichustler.com, guys. I just, as you guys know, I went to Haiti a few months ago in February. I went to do some work over in an orphanage. It was completely eye-opening. It was amazing. A lot of people throw the word life-changing around. It's going to be a life-changing event. This was a life-changing movie, whatever. But this was completely a life-changing, man. My vision, my perspective.
Yeah, there's like first world life-changing, and then there's real world life-changing. When you see what is out there,
it's crazy.
So blessed to be where you are, who you are. You know what I mean?
I did a 3-part series on my blog, nomadicHustler.com. I did a 3-part series that we released it over the last 3 weeks. Where the first one I talked about Haiti in general, just my experience in Haiti in general. The second one was about the orphanage, specifically about the orphanage, the work that we did at the orphanage. And then the third one was something that I felt extremely passionate about, which is showing the beauty of Haiti. Because most people think of Haiti as this place, and it's pretty fucked up, by the way. I mean, I will admit it's a pretty fucked up place, but it does have some beautiful things. It's got beautiful,
you know what I mean?
People by far. I mean, that was beautiful. The most amazing, humble, happy people with nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. That you complete strangers just by driving by would be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And kids would run out and they would just be so happy. Yeah. And any chance that they got, they danced. Any chance that they got, they sang. Any chance they got, they made jokes. It was just amazing. It was just amazing. So, yes, nomadicHustler.com. Thank you for putting that out there. Before that, let me see Nadej over here. So this is my friend Nadej, who is Jamaican. I mean, who is Haitian.
Oh, cool.
She actually, I met her before we did the trip, but she was, I told her that I was doing it. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm from Haiti," and blah, blah. And we just, build the friendship from there. But she's saying, a simple hello can lead to a million things. Hashtag networking, hashtag opportunity. Man, that's so right. That's so right. I mean, you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know where they're at. You may be like going to a networking event and talking to a guy who's a plumber, but you don't know his situation. You don't know if he's got money in the bank that he might be able to lend to you. You don't know if he's got a possibility with his personal property or properties per se, a family member, friend, worker, co-worker, employee, somebody along those lines that needs something, can have something, that can benefit from each other. And when you go in there and you're networking, once again, guys, don't go in there with hey, what can I get for me? Because everybody's looking for something. But understand that the people that you're networking are also looking for something themselves too. So how can you benefit them? And how can you make it a win-win?
What can I do for you? What do you need?
Mm-hmm.
If you focus on those 2 questions, everything's going to open up to you.
Man, yeah, type up those questions. So because it is that simple, guys. It really is about networking and putting it out there. And here at the AZFlipGuys, we like giving you the opportunity to do that with us. We like giving you the opportunity to connect with us, to network with us. As I said, we have the hashtag that we use all the time, partner with the pros. And you can partner up with us in many different ways. But if you go to a networking event, so once again, guys, you're ugly, you're broke, you have no experience, you don't know what the hell you're doing, you can't talk, you mumble and fumble everything that you say, walk into a networking event, talk to every single person, and ask them this question, these 2 questions. Right? Specifically, people that are doing what you want to do successfully. Obviously you can ask everybody in the room, but if you find the people that are doing what you want to do successfully, you say, "What do you need? What can I do for you?" They're not going to tell you to fuck off. They're not going to tell you, I'm too busy. And if they do, then tell them to fuck off.
Exactly, yeah,
you don't want to deal with them anyway. That's somebody that you don't want to. As we're growing and we're becoming more successful individually, and we've mentioned it before, but we're about to blow up in a big way and we're setting everything up. But as we're growing, we're noticing people around us, and there's 2 different types of successful people. There's people that are nice and friendly and genuinely want to help, and there's complete fucking selfish assholes who want to keep everything for themselves and want to keep everything secret.
There's a lot of people with a scarcity mentality, and I think that's what the problem is. They don't realize we live in a town of 4 million, 5 million people. There's so many houses, so many households. It's crazy.
The point about this is that you can choose one or the other. So if you want to run around with that scarcity mentality and somehow that excites you for whatever fucking reason, then talk to one of these guys. You know, if you're one of these guys that wants to work 100 hours a week and you want to, you know, grind on Sundays and Monday mornings and everything else, and that excites you and that gets your juices going, find people that are like that and network with them. And the point that I'm trying to make is that I've met people that are successful that fit into every single category. Mm-hmm. But in general, for the most part, people that have found true success and are happy with their life, they come from a place of abundance, and they're very open to be like, okay, well, what do I need, and what can you do for me? Oh, well, shit, then that's different. That's different than, hey, what do you got? What can you teach me? What tip can you give me? Right. You know, and they people open up. And the last thing that I want to say here before we sign off is every single one of my meaningful, profitable connections that I have this day has come from networking and has come from long-term networking. People that lend me money today, I met 8 years ago in my old business, and I tried helping them out. They didn't need my product or service, and we stayed in contact and we continued talking. And now they needed my product or service, which was helping them make more money off their money. So these were all business owners. You know, I wasn't like, oh, well, fuck you. You don't need my service. Fuck you. I'm gonna go focus on somebody else. You know, I continued putting it out there. I continued creating these relationships. The real estate people that now help me, the real estate people that now guide me, are people that I did that. What do you need? What can I do for you? What do you need? What can I do for you? Well, I need this, this, and that. That's how I got in the game. That's how I got in the business.
What did people need? They needed the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what did you give them? You gave them marketing options.
Yep.
You know, you made it easy for them. All they had to do was write a check.
And then when I wanted to get back into real estate, what did you need? Well, I need properties. You know, I got money right now. This is when the market crashed, and some people had money and they're looking for properties, which what we're going to be doing when the market tanks again anyway. But these guys saw it ahead of time. They did it, and they started buying all these properties. So I was like, what do you need and what can I do for you? Well, I need properties, and what you can do for me is you can run around town and find them for me, bring them to me, and if it's something that benefits me, then I'm willing to pay you a few grand for it, right, or whatever you want to mark it up, or whatever the case might be. But that's all from networking, guys, and that's a recurring theme here with the AZFlipGuys: network. So network with people that are your competition, because I don't believe in competition. Everybody can benefit off each other. Network with people that are in your industry. Network with people that are doing what you want to do successfully. Network with people who you would like to admire or be like. Network with other individuals that are going to be helping you. And I say this all the time, and I would rather have 10% of 1,000 pies than 100% of one pie.
Yep.
Like all day, every fucking day. But you do that by creating win-win scenarios for individuals. And finally, as we always remind you guys, network with us. Network with the AZFlipGuys. If you are here locally and have properties in the Phoenix area, land, multifamily, single family, properties that are burned, properties that are destroyed, properties with city violations, property with liens on them, IRS liens, medical liens, city liens, all that stuff. We'll do every single thing. We'll deal with any single one of those. And then for anybody else that's not here but wants to partner up with us, whichever way you can come in. So if you tune in next week to hear CashFlow Kris talk about how you can create and do like our friend Donnell did, being able to create actual money from money that he didn't even fucking have access to. Like, that's fucking
Those were stock
genius.
options. That's not even real money.
Yeah.
That's just saying, hey, this might be able to turn into money someday. You know what I mean? If that company goes out of business, those are nothing, right? So
Of course.
he created money out of nothing.
Of course. And I mean, he did it correctly. The company said you can borrow up to this much.
Yeah.
He borrowed,
It's amazing.
this much. And just in case, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was just able to get it in there, borrow the money. He took it out at a certain percentage, and now he's got to pay it back, which he's paying back because we're paying him his interest.
All right.
So anyway, guys, that if you guys want to partner up with us, send us a message. if you guys are more interested in finding out about creative ways to invest in real estate, creative ways to partner up with us on the money side, make sure that you let us know. And here very shortly, we're going to be able to roll out some programs that we've talked about before in the past in relations to doing some things and being able to partner up with a whole bunch of individuals and be able to buy apartment complexes, so then you guys can team up even further with the AZ Flip Guys. So guys, once again, BP the Mentor, CashFlow Kris, make sure that you flip for cash and hold for wealth. Yes. AZ Flip Guys. See you guys later. End the stream and the broadcast. Panama, here we come.